Good morning. My name is Christy Suchu, and I'm the director of the COBE Innovation Challenge. Thank you so much for joining us for this exciting event. And this year we had 34 teams compete for the $10,000 prize money. We had 10 judges who did multiple iterations to come up with our 12 finalists. And of those 12 finalists, 8 of them are going to win $1,000, and the other 4 are our Judges' Choices Award. And now I would like to introduce our Master of Ceremonies, Gage Jossie and Corbin Harp from the College of Business and Economics.
Good morning, everybody. And again, welcome to this and congratulations to the winners we will be announcing today. I'll start by introducing myself. I'm Corbin Harp, the finance manager for the College of Business and Economics. That means I kind of handle all of the money that's flowing in and out of this college, which is going to include your prize money after this. So please, I'll reach out to everybody that needs to, get you paid after this. So congratulations to those winners. And then we have Gage as well. Gage.
Morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Gage Jossie. I'm the development director for the College of Business and Economics. Really excited to be with everyone today and to recognize some pretty outstanding students with some really fantastic ideas. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, and there was some great ideas, and thank you all for submitting those. So first, we want to go over the dream team that made this all possible. Without them, really, we wouldn't have this program and, being able to have the college pay our students for such good ideas and outside that. So Christy, thank you so much for doing this. This is the program director, and she does a fantastic job. Without her, we wouldn't have this program. Lorraine is our procurement. So she buys everything that we need and basically tells us what we need to do. So she's fantastic. Marlena is the event services. She helped us put all of this together. This is what we're seeing today. Myself, the prize coordinator. Lynn is over in the College of Engineering, and he is the capstone coordinator. So a lot of the about to graduate, work with Lynn and created the teams over there in their projects. Brad is the IT coordinator. He helps with the recording and all of it, everything we want for this after we're done. Alessandra is our program coordinator. Again, she is fantastic. She helped put all of this together, working with Christy, and she put a lot of time into this. So we should be really thanking Alessandra for making this happen and engage with our donor relations. And then we have Dr. Peter McCloskey. He's our international judge from that Coventry University in the UK. If you have Christy's class, you've been in that. We all know with Dr. McCloskey, he's fantastic working over there in Coventry. We have Katie over in the Director Office of Technology. She's the lawyer. So if you have any legal questions on any of this, Katie is our go-to in the Office of Technology Transfer. Sam Pence did all the graphics that we're seeing today, along with Allison Wild. She was fantastic. She built the website that we had for all of the submissions, and then also helped a lot with this, what we're seeing today. Jacob was the event services, was fantastic building this. And then John Williamson did our judges, which brings us to our judges as well, which Gage will introduce.
Right. Thank you, Corbin. I do want to recognize all 9 of our judges. This competition really wouldn't be possible without them. They reviewed all 34 of our entries, and I'm excited to recognize the judges right now. So we had Carmen Acabal, Ian O'Donnell, and Paul Judge for our Group A judges. For our Group B judges, we had Nick Miller, T.M. Rastigar, and Steve Simpson. And finally, our Group C judges, Andy Scoggin, Denise Taylor, and Mick Wiskirchen. Thank you so much to all 9 of our judges. This competition really wouldn't be possible without your volunteerism and your review of each of these teams. And ultimately, these 9 judges selected our winners today that we're going to jump into here very soon. So thank you so much again to our judges. We're fortunate enough to be joined by our Dean of the College of Business and Economics. And I'd like everyone to join me in welcoming our Dean, Mark Bannister. Mark, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you. And first of all, let me thank everyone who's been a part of the organization of this event. It's really taken quite a team, as Corbin has just introduced, and a lot of different talents, a lot of different efforts, but thanks to the organizers, thanks to the judges who've expended time and thought in helping to get us to where we are and to provide feedback to the participants. And to our participants, our competitors, congratulations for being part of this. I hope it's a great growth experience. I hope it's something that will be very valuable to you. And I'm not talking about the cash rewards, but the learning. And I do hope the cash rewards will truly be a fun part, an inspiring part for our winners. I'm a fan of entrepreneurship. I believe that it's what takes society forward. I think it's one of those things that adds value. That when done well, entrepreneurship is typically solving problems for others, finding a need and addressing that need and creating value. And when we do that, it's really exciting and it's really empowering. In fact, I think it's very related to democracy, where I see we have a free exchange of ideas and a competition of thought. That in entrepreneurship, it's an exchange of ideas that create something of use and something that our consumers, our audience will buy and will value. I've had the opportunity to be involved in entrepreneurship, not only as someone who has taught it over time, but I have been a co-founder, I've been an investor, and I have been an advisor. And I can say that a couple of the businesses, a couple of the startups I've been involved in were learning experiences, and that they didn't go real far, but they were of value because of the experience that I and others gained from those. I've luckily been part of a startup that has been moderately successful for over a decade and continues to go well. And then another one that was very successful that we took an exit out of some years ago. And so I can really say that I'm proud of being involved with entrepreneurship and also of getting to know a lot of entrepreneurs, to support emerging entrepreneurs. And I want to say that I really think that one of the values of this competition today is that we are connecting business students, engineering students, and other students across campus. And that our business students often know how do you execute a business, but they don't necessarily have the ideas or maybe the technology. And that's when we have the engineering students, we have the computer science students, sometimes it's arts or biology or other sciences that have something of value but don't know how to launch into a business, that we really get a great team when we have put these students from various disciplines together. And so I'm very proud of that. I like a quote that Guy Kawasaki, who is now a venture capitalist. I had a chance to make contact with Guy some years ago when I was touring Silicon Valley incubators, but that he frames entrepreneurship saying that great companies start because the founders want to change the world, not make a fast buck. And I think that when we really have something we believe in, that is what will make us successful. And that while we hope to be financially profitable, we hope to be financially successful, that the real strong entrepreneur usually is very committed to a product or a service and really believes in that. So I really like that quote from Guy Kawasaki. This morning, I'd like to, in I guess our show of how we're reaching across campus, that I'm very pleased that I have my colleague, Dean Joanne Leidy here, and I'm going to turn over the floor to her. And Joanne, it's sure good to have you part of this competition and to have the engineering students and the computer science students and others from your college that are involved. So I'll hand the virtual microphone to you.
Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate being here. And I'm going to follow up on a couple of your words of thanks. I appreciate this event. I appreciate the College of Engineering being a part of this event and so excited about it. The judges, of course, your time and energy is very much appreciated by the students and those participants. I thank you for, even in the midst of very difficult situations coming out and doing this virtual competition. I wanted to follow up on a little bit of what Dean Bannister said about the fact that we are working together on this. I have a really big passion for interdisciplinary teams and making sure that the College of Engineering is really across disciplines as we outreach to our campus and to our community. And this is just a fine example of that. Sometimes the way I think of it, and Lynn probably has more expertise being the design coordinator, is engineers many of the time look at what can we do? Let's make something, let's do something. But that interaction with business is really important, because part of the question that we need to answer is, why should we be doing it? Is it actually something that is going to make a difference? And some of that comes around to the business plan. And are there people out there that need what we're looking at, and will they actually work with it? And so that combination of what can we do and why should we do it is really important. And I think in instances like this, that importance is not only we're going to design something and then hand it off to the business people and say, can this be done? Or vice versa. We think the market needs this, we're going to hand it off to you. But it's really that opportunity for us to interact across our disciplines. Mark mentioned the engineering, computer science, biology, all of those disciplines, to really bring our knowledge basis and our knowledge to the forefront in a team competition. And these kind of competitions are so valuable for students. And I so much appreciate the energy of the dream team, as was mentioned, to putting this together, as well as the prize money. It is an incentive for people to work together. And like I said, the hard work of the students. The student experience, Dean Bannister also mentioned this, that for me, we teach a lot of theory, we teach a lot about science and math and what that means, but these hands-on experiences, these design project-based learning experiences, are what it is to be a scientist, an engineer, or computer scientist, because that's what you're going to be called upon to do in the real world, is to interact with multidisciplinary teams. And so these are very important experiences for the students as you go out into the world and create with others as well. I again want to thank the students. I think in terms of this special time, one of the things that students, so many ways, not only this group, but across our campus, have really demonstrated agility, determination, and flexibility. We are still in this virtual environment, and that has a lot of challenges to it. It also affords us a lot of opportunities. And you have adapted as students in so many ways. And that willingness to pivot, if you will, is also something that is going to be of great value to all of us down the road. And I really honor that in many ways. This is not potentially the experience you wanted, but you have made the best of it. And I appreciate that determination, that agility, and that flexibility. I think I'll end there and turn it back over to I think Gage and Corbin. And again, thank you for the opportunity for the College of Engineering to be a part of this great, great adventure.
Thank you very much, Dean Bannister and Dean Leidy, and our whole team. As you can see, there is a lot of us that it takes a lot to get this thing going. And from my experience, I graduated from COBE about 7 years ago now, and I've noticed what we are doing in this project here in the COBE Innovation Challenge is a lot like the real world. And there's a lot of things going on outside of the college. Class is a class, if you will, and it doesn't relate so much to the real world. In a case, yes, sometimes, but not always. The real world is the real world. But this program here, I've experienced things inside the real world that relate directly to this. So I think this is a fantastic program that we're doing, and I'm super excited to be a part of it. So thank you again, everybody. And so now we'll get to the fun part. The work has been done, so now we will decide the winners. So how this will work moving, the 8 teams have been picked. 4 of them are going to present now in no particular order. And then once those 4 are done, we will name the next 4 top $1,000 winners. Then we will do the 4 $500 Judges' Choices, and then give a special innovation award. So, and that we will start now. And our first will be to the Dental League of America. Congratulations. It's for Randy, a dental service organization owned by its member dentists, operating primarily for their benefit. So Randy, take it from here.
All right, good morning, everybody. We were told to have fun today, and the only thing more fun than one more Zoom meeting in 2020 is probably a Zoom meeting talking about dentistry. So let me tell you about Dental League of America. There are over 70,000 dentists between the ages of 45 and 65 who own a dental practice today. And these dentists are facing 3 big problems. So first of all, the commoditization of dental services, due in large part to the internet. People price shop everything now. Second big challenge they're facing is finding an associate dentist or a young dentist who can eventually take over the practice. The next thing is just the stress of managing a business day in and day out. So there's some big organizations called dental service organizations who have leveraged this situation to come in, and they promise the dentist a lump sum of cash, and they'll take away all of these stresses, all of the things they're dealing with, and just allow the dentist to focus on practicing dentistry. Well, the problem is the way these organizations are structured, within 5 years, they have essentially acquired the practice for free. So the dentist has given up a lifetime of work. And so for any practice, especially those that are above average, it just doesn't make sense to join a DSO. The benefits of joining do not outweigh the long-term costs of becoming part of it. Well, of those 70,000 dentists, there's about 3,500 just here in the Pacific Northwest. And their long-term plan has always been to supplement their retirement through the sale of their practice. The biggest challenge in this, of course, is finding that young dentist to buy the practice. Now, a lot of the young dentists are unwilling. They don't want the stress of ownership. Again, they're looking for that work-life balance. Or unable to purchase a practice. So that's caused a lot of dentists to look for a new strategy. That's where the unique value proposition of Dental League of America comes in. So this will be a member-owned, zero-profit DSO. And the unique value proposition is that the organization will exist to make money for its members, not from its members and from the DSO. Joining will be easy. It'll cost $248, and you can also leave at any time. You haven't sold your practice to become a member of this, and your hands are not tied. So what will it do? One of the first things it will do is it will allow these individual practices to begin to operate like members of a large group practice. They'll get some economies of scale. They can increase their negotiating power. They can increase their buying power. Another thing that they'll be able to do is share best practices. So what's working, what's not working, and they'll be part of a group. They're very isolated right now, working alone at their individual practices. And really the most important part of this is group practice valuation. So practices that are sold part of a group can range in valuation from 50% more to 400% more. So that's a big deal when the dentist gets ready to exit practicing dentistry. The distinct advantage that Dental League of America will have is it will attract the high-performing dentists. It's not going to draw on the distressed dentists that the DSOs are preying on. What this will do is it will allow the organization to grow very quickly because it's going to be collaborative. It's not acquisitions, it's a joint venture mentality. One of the key things that will make this work is the brag board. Call it the brag board. That's where the practices will have some standard key performance indicators that they will share. The more members we have, the more data we have, the more valuable that becomes. Another really important activity is going to go out and find people who could potentially buy a large group practice. One of the things that people don't realize is even some retirement funds will go and buy large groups of dental practices because they generate cash flow and grow wealth for these retirement funds. Our marketing channel is going to be referrals, not just from the dentists who have multiple groups that they're tied with, but also from all of the stakeholders. We want to touch everyone who's a stakeholder at the dental practice, the team members who work there, spouses and partners of dentists, and even the patients. Also expect to get support from industry partners. Revenue stream, that very small one-time membership fee, a monthly maintenance fee. Again, we don't have a big structure to support with this. We'll also be able to do some a la carte support services. So if doctors want some specific things that they can pay for, we can provide those at cost to members and at a slight markup to non-members. Also curated advertising revenue. And what I mean by that is our members telling us we're interested in this product, service, or company. And so what they can do then is we can go out, charge people a premium to advertise and speak to our members. Again, this is a long game. If we look at 50 practices at a 5 times EBITDA, so if you think about the money they earn every year, multiplying that number times 5, that would give us a valuation for those 50 practices of about $48 million. It would be good for all the owners, and Dental League of America would take a percentage of that or any other exit events to generate revenue. Again, a long play. As part of this project, reached out to multiple dentists, had about 25 dentists get back to us. And we asked them to hypothetically value a practice, asked them what challenges they were facing, what problems they faced, and also were they interested in this going forward. About 8 of them said yes, 4 of them wanted to be actively involved. So the next step, which will start in January, is actually to work with the patients to co-author the membership agreement, to talk about what type of services would make sense to provide, and then also to identify our first 30 members. Thank you, everyone, for your time and attention today.
Awesome. Thank you, Randy. Congratulations for that. I like the sound of a continental dental congress. That does sound quite fun. So, and now we'll send it over. Oh, wait, I think we were going to do a poll as well, I recall. Yes. So please, at the end of each presentation, there'll be a quick poll to answer to get some feedback. Now we'll pass it on to Gage to get our next winner.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Corbin. Congratulations again, Randy and Dental League of America. That's a lot of work that went into that. So good job. I'd like to introduce our next team. The next team is going to be Legion. Congratulations, Legion. And I think that we're going to be hearing from Nathan Pancake, one of the best last names that I've ever heard. Legion is an electronic solution to real estate investment trusts, and we're going to be hearing from Nathan now. So go ahead and take it away, Nathan.
All right. Good morning, everyone. So thanks for coming today. I'm excited to present my company, Legion. We're a commercial real estate investment platform, so let's get started. So the underlying problem we're trying to solve is that it's too cost prohibitive to invest in commercial real estate. And the second order problems are that there are only limited ways to generate passive income and few avenues for truly diversifying investments. Before I introduce our solution, a little background information so that'll make sense. Back in 1960, the US government created a way for people to get involved with commercial real estate investing. Before then, it was only the ultra wealthy and well-connected who could participate in that space. Real estate investment trusts were the answer to this. REITs, or REITs as they're known, are corporate entities designed to facilitate crowdfunding of income-producing commercial real estate. The benefits of REITs is their favorable tax status. The corporate level tax is eliminated, turning the REIT into a pass-through entity. Additionally, REITs contain a portfolio of several properties, which naturally builds in diversification. Several requirements must be met in order to obtain REIT status from the IRS. Namely, it must be a corporation with a minimum of 100 investors, and at least 90% of the property income must be distributed to those investors. Most REITs have traditionally fallen into one of two categories. publicly traded REITs listed on stock exchanges, and private REITs. The former is open to anyone, but tied to the overall volatility of the market, and the latter are only available to well-connected, accredited investors. And that brings us to Legion Solution, the E-REIT. So it's a hybrid model of sorts between the publicly traded and private REITs. Our offering will be a public non-traded REIT, of which there will be many to choose from by property type. Legion's direct-to-consumer model through our website and mobile app is available to everyone and cuts out the middleman, investment banks and brokers, which allows us to offer our financial products with substantially lower fees. This, combined with planned improvements to all properties within the E-REITs, will maximize investor returns. The income produced by the portfolio of properties will be distributed to investors in the form of quarterly dividends, providing a steady stream of passive income. Meanwhile, the properties are appreciating over time, and upon the event of a sale, the proceeds are distributed to all investors in that E-REIT. So in conclusion, Legion's E-REITs take out the complexities and headaches of investing in commercial real estate, while opening up an investment class previously unavailable to most people. Our public non-traded E-REITs offer a true alternative investment to stocks and bonds and provide a wealth-building stream of passive income and capital appreciation, all while investors keep more of their returns with our favorable tax status and low fees. Right, thank you guys so much for coming. My name again is Nathan Pancake. You can reach me at the number below or shoot me an email if you're interested in investing. It's Nathan Pancake at legionreit.com. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nathan, and congratulations again. We have another quick poll following Nathan's presentation, so go ahead and select your answer, and this will be up for about 15 seconds. All right, I'm going to pass things over to Corbin now.
Great. Thank you again, Nathan. And moving on to our third top team, again, in no particular order. And this is going to be Maker's Workshop with Ryan and Rebecca, bringing your woodworking to life.
Thank you, Corbin, Christy, and the College of Business for this opportunity. My name is Ryan Donaldson, and joining me today is Rebecca Nelson, and we are Maker's Workshop, where our vision is to bring your woodworking ideas to life. We are Ada County's first employee-owned cooperative woodworking workshop. We created Maker's Workshop due to our passion for woodworking and fulfill the unmet needs of woodworking hobbyists in Ada County. Through our ethnographic research, we identified that there are three main problems woodworking hobbyists consistently run into: lack of space, lack of tools, and lack of knowledge. Our competition in Ada County are only addressing one of these needs through specialty classes, which only helps out about 14% of the market. And in a given year, that's just under 10,000 seats. Now, outside of paying for a class, no company offers open shop time to work on individual projects. Well, our research also uncovered that women are the largest demographic in woodworking hobbyists, making them our prime target customer. Women make up 55% of hobbyist woodcrafters. Using national statistics from the Craft Industry Alliance, we applied them to Ada County, and we calculated that over 40,000 women have the potential to be our customers for our classes, and close to 5,000 women have the potential to be monthly members. With this market information, we created a customer profile. Meet Lindsay. She's a passionate maker who enjoys expressing her creativity through the building and design of various do-it-yourself projects, but struggles with three problems. She lacks the space for her projects, she doesn't have specialty tools, and can't produce the results she sees on YouTube, and she doesn't know why. Well, like a maker's gym, we'll help elevate skill, build confidence, and take woodcrafting to the next level, breaking economic and knowledge barriers that traditionally limit woodworking as a hobby. Through our well-equipped workshop, our customers have the space they need to work on their own projects at their own pace. We also offer project-based classes ranging from beginner level to advanced woodworking skills. Class participants and open workshop customers have access to specialty woodworking tools, and our knowledgeable shop coaching staff are always on hand to give advice and coach on proper techniques. Our open workshop with helpful staff nearby sets Maker's Workshop apart from any other offering in Ada County. And to talk more about our distinct advantage, I'm going to hand it over to Rebecca.
Thank you, Ryan. Competitors offer project classes or alternative hobbies, like Ryan mentioned, but no competition exists in the current market offerings for an open workshop facility. We're not just crafting a project, we're crafting a culture of collaboration and empowerment that isn't seen anywhere else within the woodworking community of Ada County. Relationship will be the key to our success, and building a sense of community will be the most essential activity. Advertising through social media and our website will be a component in building that community, paired with an atmosphere of collaboration and commitment to one another. Makers will reach out to our customers through technology, promotional advertising, and networking as mentioned in our key activities. Networking and the presence of our workshop facility will be the most cost-effective method of reaching the local market directly. Our three largest expenses are salaries and incentives, rent, and class supplies. Salaries support 1 full-time general manager and 13 part-time shop coaches, class instructors, and facilities technicians. In addition to base wages, incentives will include performance bonuses and profit sharing. Revenue will be generated through class offerings, hourly rates, and monthly memberships. The majority of revenue will be generated through class offerings at a median rate of $75. Through competitor analysis, we found this pricing to be consistent with the current offerings. The monthly membership supplies a steady revenue stream, and membership price is aligned with what market interviewers suggested as a reasonable rate, and is comparable to local fitness memberships. While no competitors are available for analysis of open shop rates, we're confident that the consumer evaluation of $50 of the workshop facility ensures that this is priced to maximize the market opportunity. Makers Workshop has been presented numerous times and received only positive feedback and expressed interest from those who would like to be members and co-owners. So our next steps will be formation with a cooperative employee owner selection process, followed by a 3-month tooling, training, and facility development and marketing phase, and finally launch with the facility opening for classes, membership, and workshop use. Makers Workshop will be the answer to all 3 needs expressed by the local woodworking hobbyists, offering that workspace, the quality tools, and the training requested. We look forward to having you join us, and if you'd like additional information, please contact Makers Workshop of Ada at gmail.com.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that. We'll toss it off to Gage for our final presentation.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Corbin. Congratulations again to Makers Workshop. I'm pleased to announce our next team, and that is Beaming. Congratulations. And we're going to be hearing from this group presented by Elena Holland and Tara Miller-Kasman. Beaming is an innovative way to recycle lumber wrap. Go ahead and take it away.
Hello, everyone. Before we begin, we would like to say thank you to everyone who has helped us formulate and ultimately pitch our business idea. As anyone can tell you, the construction industry in Boise is growing rapidly, and along with this growth comes tons of waste. Hi, we are Beaming, and today we are going to talk about lumber wrap. This is lumber wrap. It is a plastic material that is durable, hard to destroy, and water and UV resistant. Lumber wrap is used to protect lumber during transportation and storage. After the lumber is unwrapped, this untapped commodity is thrown in the trash. In fact, in Boise alone, it is estimated that more than 160 giant dumpsters full of lumber wrap are sent to the landfill each month. This is a huge waste, and due to Idaho's policy on recycling plastic, lumber wrap has to be sent back to the manufacturer to be recycled. The time and cost to recycle lumber wrap is too intensive and costly for most lumber yards to consider recycling. Consequently, lumber yards just ship it to the landfill since it is cheaper and more convenient. This waste is seen as an issue in the construction industry, but due to time and cost constraints, it is not an industry standard or priority to recycle or reuse lumber wrap. Our primary customer segment is lumber yards to begin with. Paraphrasing the words of a few lumber yards we spoke to in the Boise area, roughly 90% of all waste at lumber yards comes from lumber wrap. As stated before, it is estimated that at least 160 giant dumpsters full of lumber wrap are sent to the landfill each month in Boise alone. Based on current disposal rates, we calculated that individual lumber yards in Boise spend at least $13,000 annually to simply dispose of this untapped commodity. But what if we told you that we could reduce the cost lumber yards pay to dispose of this waste while benefiting the environment? To incentivize lumberyards to choose our business, we will be charging lumberyards only 50% of their current disposal rate to collect this lumber wrap waste. Beaming diverts lumber wrap waste away from the landfill at the reduced cost, and there is no added effort for lumberyards. Once the lumber wrap is out of the client's hands, we will sell the used material to manufacturers who will ultimately sell products made out of the acquired lumber wrap.
Beaming offers key benefits to the lumberyard's bottom line, as well as broader impacts for the planet and the community. In a world that is beginning to value sustainability, beaming will aid in consumer loyalty by promoting our partners' sustainability efforts. The advantages of partnering with beaming are that there is no added time spent for lumberyards to recycle their waste. Also, our services are priced below current industry disposal costs, and we offer convenience through our services. Our clients do not need to do anything besides trust us to help the community and the environment. Our financials are current estimates based on consumer interviews and market research, divided into these three categories: variable costs, fixed costs, and revenue. The graph on the right provides approximate proportions of each. Potential costs include acquiring and maintaining our pods, labor, and overhead. With revenue, we estimate that money will flow in from two streams. Approximately half of the revenue will come from manufacturing or selling of the lumber wrap through one-time and reoccurring clients, and the remaining half will come from the collection costs charged to lumberyards. Based on feedback from client interviews, we know that the construction industry is formed on personal connections and a solid foundation of trust. We have already established key industry partnerships and identified stakeholders through collaboration with notable lumber mills like Weyerhaeuser, distributors like Boise Cascade, lumberyards like Franklin Building Supply, and lumber wrap manufacturers like Owens Corning. Through collaboration and feedback from our mentors, we know that our service is viable. The construction industry is beginning to see value in addressing sustainability, and the Boise community is interested in preserving Idaho resources. Thank you, and if you have any questions or would like to stay updated on this business, you can contact us at these email addresses on the screen.
Thank you so much, Tara and Elena, and congratulations again. We have a brief poll coming up, but if you want about 15 seconds, and then start to answer. Congratulations again. I'm going to go ahead and pass things over to my co-host, Corbin Harp.
Perfect. And thank you for all the presenters. So that was our last presentation for the night, but not our last winners. So now we will be kind of going quickly through the next 4 teams, but thank you for your work on doing this, and we appreciate it. So our next top team is going to be Idaho Trailblazers, making it easy to find new hiking trails across Idaho, with Kaylee Hollingsworth, Arnez Cerna, Rob Verplanck, and Stephan Weathers. Congratulations. Another top team is Better Health, an app to help monitor your health conditions or dietary restrictions to get licensed nutrition advice, with Jaden Beebe, Becca Betancourt, Luke Oja, and Cassidy Turner. Congratulations. Live Activewear by Joey Neoff, an athletic wear business proposal for online retail. Congratulations, Joey, and Live Activewear. And our final $1,000 winner, one of the fun ones to me that would keep us out of our, we wouldn't leave our rooms if this came true, is Varscent, virtual reality goggles that create a virtual reality experience incorporating the sense of smell. So really, if you put that in, along with touch and feel, we don't have to leave our house ever again. So thank you, Cynthia Ortiga, Devin Pierce, Christina Overly, and so those are our top $1,000 teams. Now I'll pass it over to Gage to go over the 4 teams for $500 for the Judges' Choice Awards.
Perfect. Thank you, Corbin. I know this was mentioned at the beginning of this show, but our Judges' Choice Awards were actually 4 teams that the judges felt were deserving of recognition. And each of these 4 teams that I'm going to go over next received $500. So we're going to go ahead and announce those teams now. Our first team, Luff, with Trevor, Kendra, Emily, and Kelby. Congratulations to Luff. Luff eliminates the need for traditional shaving cream with an attached dispenser that releases shaving cream as you shave. I don't necessarily need Luff, but I think my co-host Corbin Harp could certainly use a tool like this, so very cool. Congratulations, Luff. Our next Judges' Choice Award, Greater Heights Marketing LLC, presented by Haley and Taylor Fackrell. Greater Heights Marketing aims to solve three main problems among small business owners: lack of time, lack of expertise, and fear of failure. Congratulations, Greater Heights Marketing LLC. Our third Judge's Choice Award is Centralized Billing, presented by Dakota, Matthew, and Lindsay. Centralized billing aims to enable people to avoid late fees, feel confident in their financial management, and only pay one bill every month. That sounds pretty awesome. Congratulations, Centralized Billing. And our fourth and final Judge's Choice Award is Exposed. Really relevant today in 2020. Exposed is presented by Rachel, Garrett, Chris, Jesse, and James. This is a contact tracing application designed to keep the users informed of current outbreaks or hotspots. Certainly relevant today, so thank you so much, and congratulations again to all four of our Judge's Choice Awards. Congratulations. I'm gonna go ahead and pass things back over to Stephan. He's gonna present our COBE Innovation Award for this year.
Thank you, and yes, congratulations to everybody and our money winners. So the COBE Inspiration Award is an award that we give out that's for someone going above and beyond in the world of information and design. It's a person who is a go-getter and willing to take a risk to succeed. And they really are an inspiration to all of us. So this year, we've just given Phil Rowe of Terrier AI the COBE Inspiration Award. Congratulations, Phil. And now Phil is going to come on, say a few words. Thank you, Phil.
Yes, thank you. I want to thank Christy, the COBE School of Business, Allie and Brian, and all the COBE professors. Thank you so much for your support. It's been a great experience. The COBE Innovation experience has not only been a fun learning experience for me, but it's been a way to display a lot of what I've learned at COBE. And I encourage everyone to take advantage of this experience every year that you're eligible to do so. I've been asked to share a little bit about my company, Terroir AI. So I will share my screen here real quick. So Terroir AI, we help global food and beverage producers understand how much crop they have coming in on contracts, on supplier contracts every year. They often contract by the acre and don't know how much crop they will have to produce whatever food or beverage they're making until it's actually harvested and shows up at their door. This is a $1.9 billion problem for our beachhead market of grape vineyards. This uncertainty around not knowing how much crop you have coming in on your contracts causes increased waste, mismanaged expenses, and lost revenue for our global food supply chain. Our solution is our precision yield system. It's that silver box you see on the back of that ATV. It mounts on existing farm equipment, and as the farmer goes about his everyday farming practices, whether it's mowing, trimming, or just passing through the field, it's collecting data about how much crop they have in those acres, telling them what to expect when production time comes around. Our solution allows farmers to replace the alternative. The current process is a human goes out and looks at the field. It takes samples of how much crop there is and uses those sample counts to estimate how much crop they have. A human's only able to do a small amount a few times during the season. Our solution allows them to continually monitor their field to understand how much crop they have, as well as that allows them to make adjustments on those contracts, reducing that uncertainty and making our global food supply chain more efficient. Now, we've raised some funds this year and also commercialized this summer. We're currently in the off season and raising funds for our 2021 season. But again, thank you again for the award, and thanks to COBE and to Christy and all the professors. This has been a great experience, and please take advantage of this this challenge every year. Thank you.
And that concludes our ceremony for today, the COBE Innovation Challenge. Thank you again, everybody here, everyone that produced ideas. Fantastic. Innovation is the new world. It's what's going to make us better than we were yesterday. So please continue to come up with new innovation ideas and succeed. don't be afraid to take risks. And if you have any questions on your award money, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at corbinharp@boisestate.edu, and that'd be fine. We'll also be sending out some communications on how payments will occur. So expect some emails from us.
Thank you so much, everyone.